Good afternoon and welcome to Game 2 of our doubleheader here at SEPA Field for the 19U Southern Super Regional. This game is between the 1 seed, the Zone 2 Eastern Division champions Cheshire, and the 4 seed from Zone 5 Naugatuck. At this time, we'll announce starting lineups and reserves and coaches for both teams, as well as the umpires, and we will have the creed read, and then we will play the national anthem. First, the reserves for Naugatuck. Number 1, Tristan Creelan. Number 24, Alvin Torres. Number 25, Ryan McCarthy. Your starting lineup for Naugatuck: at third base, number 3, Zach Gravlin. In left field, number 18, Nick Bruno. In center field, number 11, Justin Marks. The shortstop, number 22, Zach Bedryzik. Pitching, number 10, Derek Jagello. At first base, number 17, Austin Verab. The second baseman, number 5, Mark Nofree. Catching, number 20, Mike Natkiel. And in right field, number 6, Nate Deptilla. Your coaches for Naugatuck: John Jagello, Walter Jagello, and Mike Dagnone. And for Cheshire, Number 4, Brandon Hartshorn. Number 8, Michael Bankowski. Number 10, Devin Grove. Number 27, Ryan Sokolik. Number 28, Luca Aracchio. And number 35, Michael McCarty. Your starting lineup in left field, number 14, Ryan Sear. The shortstop, number 3, Ben Skina. The center fielder, number 15, Ryan Strollo. At third base, number 18, Ian Battipaglia. At first base, number 21, Robert Rolls. The catcher, number 22, Andrew DeClement. At second base, number 1, Paul Valecco. Pitching, number 23, Ben Shattuck. And in right field, number 32, Eli Battipaglia. Your coaches for Cheshire, John Escoto, Pete Purcell, and Kevin Strollo. Your umpires, behind the plate is Pat McCone. At first base, Cameron Swallen. And at third base, Dan Botot.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations for getting here. We'll do the creed now, so repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under control in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Good luck, gentlemen.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome right back here to SEPA Field in beautiful Meriden, Connecticut on a gorgeous late Saturday afternoon for our back-end game. Winner of this one will take on Stamford. They toppled Hamden by the score of 3-0 just a little time ago. Now we have Naugatuck taking on Cheshire. Naugatuck out of Zone 5 Southern Division. They were second best of Bethel with a 13 and an 11 record during the regular season in Pod H. They beat Wallingford in round 1 4-0, Trumbull 4-0 in game 2. Then they lost to Trumbull, forcing an if game. They won that the other day by the score of 6-3. 17 runs, and they have allowed 9 in their performance thus far. Taking on Cheshire here, and Cheshire out of Zone 2 Eastern Division, the champs. They are 22-3 overall. They have outscored their opponents 14-2 in pod play. So here we go to the Super Regional. First couple of pitches to Zach Graveline, the third baseman, leading it off here for Naugatuck. That's Ben Shattuck out in the mound, the ace of the staff, the left-hander for Cheshire. Certainly comes with a lot of accolades, has had himself a wonderful baseball career. Of course, Cheshire coming off a state baseball championship run. Gaveline, Bruno, and Marks, the first three batters to face Shattuck here this afternoon. So we're just underway, and the count goes 2-1. This game getting underway about an hour behind schedule due to the delays that we had in Game 1 between Stamford and Hamden, a couple of lightning delays, which lasted a total of an hour. So Gaveline here for Naugatuck. This team well put together as Naugatuck. They will fight you tooth and claw. Certainly they can get some good pitching, and they'll get that today from their starter, Derek Jagello, as Jagello pitched a gem in that 4-0 win over Trumbull in Pod H play earlier in this tournament. So the count goes to 3-2, and Shattuck, who's very comfortable on the mound, forces a ground ball down to third. Battapaglia will field that, and Ian got it onto the bag at first in time for the out, and Zach Gaveline is retired. If you like to score at home, that goes as 5-3, and we have one down here to start this ball game.
Number 18.
Brings up Nick Bruno, the left fielder. Bruno hitting from the right side. Zach Bedryzik will bat fourth today and play shortstop as that pitch is fouled back. Derek Jagello, the pitcher, will bat fifth. You have Austin Verrab, who can swing a mighty bat, playing first base and hitting sixth today. Mark Nofree, the second baseman, hitting seventh. The catcher is Mike at Keel, batting eighth today for Naugatuck, as that fastball caught the outside corner. It goes 0-2. And Nate Deptula, the right fielder, hitting ninth today for Naugatuck. Both teams clad in primarily gray along the top portion of those uniforms. White pants for Naugatuck and the gray pants for Cheshire out there. So behind the plate is Andrew D. Clement, the catcher here for Cheshire. Robert rolls down at the bag at first, and the pitch just missed outside. The count goes level 2-2 here to Bruno. Paul Valleco down at second base. Ben Skeena is your shortstop, and Ian Battapaglia, met him already. He's playing third base. Ryan Sear in left. That pitch fouled off the shoulder of the umpire. That had to hurt. Ryan Strollo, who is just terrific, is in center field, and Eli Battapaglia is the right fielder. A lot of folks really give the nod to Cheshire to win a state championship here in American Legion play in 2019, but you got to play the games, don't you? The defending champ Southington won earlier today over Waterford by the score of 4-1. Now West Hartford and Bristol playing in the northern half of the Super Regional as we speak. We have coverage of that one too. Shattuck looking in for the sign. And the pitch is a strikeout pitch. And back to the dugout goes Bruno. He knew it. Beautiful pitch there to the outside part of the plate. Virtually unhittable. And quickly you have two down.
Justin Marks.
And it's going to bring up
Center
Justin
field.
Marks, the center fielder here for
Number 11.
Naugatuck, as my Naugatuck stats are just blowing under a table. I'll have to grab those. A little bit windy here today. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Greg helping us out and doing a good job. So 2 out, nobody on, as a ground ball hit down to Valleco, and onto the bag at first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning with 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout. We'll be back with a bottom of 1, scoreless through a half on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion Baseball. Nice to have you with us on this gorgeous day. It looks like the lights are on here at Sepa Field, certainly not needed at this time. Here's a batting order for Cheshire in the bottom of the first inning as they'll face Derek Jagello. It's Ryan Sear, the left fielder, leading it off. Ben Skeena, the shortstop, to hit second, and hitting third, the center fielder, Ryan Strollo. Ian Battipaglia, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot, batting fifth, the first baseman, Robert Rolls. The catcher, Andrew DeClement, behind the plate and hitting sixth. Paul Valecco, the second baseman, seventh. And Ben Shattuck, the pitcher, will hit eighth today. Eli Battipaglia, the right fielder, will hit ninth. Cheshire coming out of Pod E, the Zone 2 Eastern Division champs with a 22-3 record. As we mentioned, have outscored their opponents in pod play 14-2, 2-1 win over Danbury, 2-1 over Stratford, and then a mercy rule win over Danbury by the score of 10-0. And the first pitch from Derek Jagello, who's a good one, is in there for the strike call. So be a good test here today for Cheshire against this young man out on the mound. He's very relaxed. Had a chance to watch him pitch in pod play a few days ago, and he was just nifty throughout. Very stingy, makes some good decisions out on the mound. He'll need to do that today against this Cheshire team. They've only won one American Legion State Championship in all the years of American Legion ball here in Connecticut. That was 2014 when they beat RCP. Naugatuck, on the other hand, hasn't won one since the early 2000s, but they've won 6 overall as a program. Ground ball hit the third, fielded there by Graveline. His throw across the diamond in time, and Ryan Sear retired 5-3, and you have one down. So here in the bottom of the first inning, it brings up Ben Skeena. So Skeena, the shortstop, comes with that resume that has been simply fabulous. This Cheshire team obviously trying to get back to a championship series. I got a feeling they would like Southington to come out of the north and get a little sweet revenge after that classic series they had with them a year ago. Jagello's pitch to the left-handed hitting shortstop is in for the strike. John Escato, the head coach of Cheshire. Jagello with a long look in. We'll set that defense for you momentarily. There's a swing and a miss, and the count quickly goes 0-2. That is Mike Netkeel behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes. Austin Verrab down the bag at first. Mark Nofree, the second baseman. Zach Bedridzik, the shortstop. And Zach Gaveline is at the bag at third. Nick Bruno in left field. Justin Marks, the center fielder. And Nate Deptula is the right fielder. They're all playing just about straight away. Count is 1-2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Skeena. That just missed, and the count's going to go level 2-2. He tried to work him outside. Jagello back to the top of the hill. And the pitch to the plate. That's going to be hit out to the left fielder, but well stationed, and over a few steps towards the foul line goes Nick Bruno to make the catch, and Skeena retired on a fly ball. So they have 2 quick outs here in the inning. It brings up Ryan
Center
Strollo.
fielder, Ryan Strollo.
Strollo, just a terrific
Center field,
player.
Number 15.
Jagello, who's out on the mound, will graduate from Naugatuck High School in 2020, so he's moving into his senior year. And the pitch of the left-handed hitting Strollo is in for the strike. Strollo, recent grad with a state championship to his credit now. Cheshire High School, 2019. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the inning. Ground ball underneath the glove of Jagello, scooped up by the shortstop, and Rizik did a nice job to get to that and threw across, and it becomes a 1-2-3 inning. So that's going to do it. We get through 1 quickly. We'll be back with the top of 2 in a scoreless game right here on SportingNewsCT.com after this.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we continue on, and leading off will be the shortstop for Naugatuck. That is Zach Bedridzik, and just made a fine play in the field defensively. Now he gets to lead it off against Ben Shattuck, who got him 1-2-3 in the first, and the first pitch in there for the strike call. Jagello in the on-deck circle, and Verab to follow, middle part of the batting order, up against Big Ben. Ben, the left-hander, looking in for the side. DeClement to set the target behind the plate, and off-speed pitch slid that one over the outside part for the swing and the miss, and the count goes 0-2. Shattuck with a long look in, ahead in the count 0-2. Let's see if he wastes one here. Goes right at him and gets him, strikes him out. Came with some heat, and that's his second strikeout of the contest. So he had a strikeout in the first, one here in the second. He's retired the first 4 he's faced.
Jagello.
And Jagello now will step up and try to help his own cause. Ben
Pitcher, number 10.
Shattuck out of the University of New Haven, graduated from Cheshire High School in 2018. Facing Jagello, and there's a little number off the end of the bat, rolling foul down the first baseline. Verab in the on-deck circle, so quickly Shattuck is ahead in the count 0-1. Of course, the University of New Haven has had a long tradition of being a very successful baseball program. Back in the years of Porky Vieira, they had teams that made some trips to the College World Series in Division II, and certainly have had a plethora of players have gone on to some Major League fame. Steve Bedrosian comes to mind, won a Cy Young when he was with Atlanta. That pitch has popped up and fouled off. The only reason why I remember that, he was a friend of mine, a classmate back at the University of New Haven 302 years ago. That was a long time ago. Big, strong guy. He could go 18 innings a day. That was way before the day of the pitch count. Here comes a pitch to the plate, and that's a hit to the right side. Fielded there by Rolls, needs some help, and winning the race is the speedy Jagello. He hustles all over the place as a young man. He is a tough competitor. He proved it right there, and that's going to go as a base hit. Shattuck got over there maybe just a little late.
Baseman,
Rolls had to feel it,
Verab.
and that's the first hit of the ball
base,
game for
number
Naugatuck,
17.
and they have a base runner on. Boy, you get efforts like that, and you can pull some upsets. They're just magnificently done. So it brings up Verrab, the first baseman, with a runner on at first base. Jagello is not really a big threat to steal. So 1 out and 1 on. Shattuck forced to work from the stretch. The lefty checks a runner. Here comes a pitch, and that's in there for the strike call. Verrab, a big, strong guy. He doesn't run the fastest, but he can really wallop the baseball. Quite a competitor. Has a wonderful attitude, according to my broadcast partner, Steve Riley. Loves the game of baseball. Shattuck's pitch to Verrab in there for the strike. He comes right at him. Count quickly goes 0-2. Shattuck now bringing that college experience and gets a chance to relay that to some of the high schoolers that are in part of this Cheshire program, of course, and that's so vital to their progression. Bringing back that type of knowledge. Misses up high, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. So you got 1 on and 1 out here in the second. Outfield playing just about straight away. That's Strollo in center. Battipaglia in right. Sear the left fielder. That is a good outfield combination. Might be the best in American Legion play. Curveball got him. Kept it outside. Verrab went chasing after it. That is strikeout number 3 for Shattuck. They have 2 down with a runner on.
Mark Nofree.
So Nofree will step in.
Second base.
Second baseman
Number
swings
5.
to the left side. Nofree trying to get some offense going here. Shattuck's pitch to the plate. Little high ball 1. Mark playing in his 24th game, his 80th plate appearance, has 8 RBIs. Batting average at 169. Team batting average just 244 for this Naugatuck team. So you would think dominating pitching would give them a lot of trouble, and they could face that here today with Ben Shattuck, of course. Nofree trying to dig in, slightly open stance on the left side. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Shattuck's pitch to the plate, and that ball driven down the right field line, and that is going to be caught by Battipaglia. It was hit pretty well, but right at Eli Battipaglia. Made a couple of steps towards the foul line on the liner. So he hit it well, did Nofree, but unfortunately right at the right fielder. That's going to do it in the inning, so no runs. You had the base hit, no errors, and 1 left at the bag at first. We'll be back with the bottom of inning number 2 right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Still scoreless.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the bottom of inning number 2. And Derek Jagello, special thanks to the coaching staff from Naugatuck for passing along some statistical information. We'll try to acquire all that type of vital stuff from Cheshire and the other teams as we move along. Jagello on the mound has worked 35 in the 3rd innings coming in. This is his 6th start. Record at 3-2, allowing 26 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, walking 6 and striking out. 33 ERA at 1.585. Just to pass along some of that interesting information to you. Leading it off will be Ian Battipaglia, the cleanup hitter here for Cheshire. So Ian getting some shouts of encouragement from the dugout. Recent grad from Cheshire High School. part of that excitement this past June for Cheshire. Battipaglia, Rolls, and DeClement, the scheduled hitters here in the bottom of inning number 2. And the 0-1 missed outside. The count goes 1 ball to 1 strike. Great experience for Jagello. As we mentioned, he has another year of school left at Naugatuck High School. Getting a chance to pitch in this pressure situation. There's a ground ball hit foul down the third base side. Naugatuck with a long tradition of outstanding baseball. I think they're one of the oldest Little League programs here in the state of Connecticut, right? And recently awarded a citation for that and a chance to upgrade their facility somewhat through Major League Baseball. Curveball missed outside. Battipaglia leading off the bottom of the second inning. Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Jagello. High fastball is going to be batted foul off to the right. Bruno, Marks, and Deptula in the outfield, all playing just about straight away. Deptula rather deep in right from this vantage point. Likewise as Bruno in left. Marks not as deep in center field. The pitch to Battipaglia missed way outside. So the count goes full at 3-2. Jagello does not want to give up a leadoff walk. Not a good thing to do, giving up a leadoff walk. And the pitch to the plate. That struck up the middle. Solid base hit. So Battipaglia rounds the bag at first. He's on with a leadoff single here in the bottom of inning number 2. Well, earlier today, now that the game is over, we have a little scouting report on both Hamden and on Stamford. Stamford won that game over Hamden 3-0, and it was speed that did it. 3 stolen bases that put runners in scoring position. A balk also hurt Hamden. A wild pitch and a pass ball allowed runs to score. But it was the speed of Stamford, perhaps, that set up all the mayhem and the mishaps by Hamden in that regard. Hamden also had a runner in scoring position in the first inning of that game. Couldn't come up with a 2-out single. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the second and couldn't come up with a hit. This is Robert Rolls to the plate. Pitching for the strike, runner goes, a throw, and sweep tag is not in time. Battipaglia got a nice jump there. That kill tried to make it close. So now you got a runner in scoring position. So talking about speed, Cheshire flexing their speed muscles right now. They got a runner in scoring position for Rolls. Could be the type of game 1 or 2 runs will do it for Cheshire. Here comes the pitch. Hit high in the air to the center fielder. Marks has plenty of room and time to camp underneath it. Will make the catch for the out. So Rolls is retired on a fly ball. He got underneath that one. So you have 1 out and 1 on in scoring position. Brings up DeClement. So the catcher, DeClement, coming to the plate. Catcher with a chance to collect an RBI with an effective at bat here. Battipaglia with a short lead away. And the pitch up high. Pedryzik, the shortstop, staying close to the run of Battipaglia, actually playing behind him, shaded towards second. Jagello's going to settle on the rubber. He'll check the runner down there. And the pitch. Good spot to the outside part of the plate. A fastball that tailed away from the right-handed hitter. Count goes 1-1 to Andrew DeClement. Fouled off the catcher. Count goes 1-2. Leadoff single by Battipaglia, now in the scoring position. The stolen base put him there. If you're just tuning in, both teams went quietly in the first. That's why we're scoreless here. Naugatuck did not score a run, obviously, in the top of 2. They did put a runner on an infield single, a close play at first, but there's a little pitch that's popped up. Wind blown a tad, and Free able to do a nice job to get underneath it and make the catch on a little pop-up. So now you have 2 down, and Vallejo, the second baseman, coming up. Number 7 hitter in the lineup. So Vallejo to the plate. Plate umpire kicking off home plate there, and he had some sort of protector on his arm, did Vallejo. He took that off. I guess it wasn't properly fitted to his frame. I don't know. Anyways, Jagello will work from the stretch with a runner on at second. 2 out in the inning. Spins went in for the strike. Got that curveball with the late break to it and drops down. Count goes 0-1. Shattuck in the on-deck circle. Missed outside. Count goes level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Very refreshing breeze right now blowing through the city of Meriden. Tell you, the folks who commandeer the baseball field at SEPA Field in Meriden here have done a magnificent job. Field in very fine condition. 2 balls and 1 strike. Meriden American Legion Baseball putting in a strong bid to try to just take over entire control of this facility. Like to put in a press box and make some other improvements to it. That's fouled off at the plate. Count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paul Vallejo. This crowd not as boisterous as what we had in Game 1 between Stanford and Hamden. As Jagello checks a runner at second. Battipaglia. The pitch missed high and outside. Count goes full at 3-2. Pitch limits on pitchers here today, 105. Jagello wants to work quickly. Gets a sign from Ned Keel. And the 3-2, that's going to be spoiled off by Vallejo. Good job of hitting, protecting the plate. Gets a chance to swing again. I think anything hit high in the air could be influenced by that breeze blowing out towards left center field, towards the scoreboard. Here comes a full count pitch up high. He missed him. So Vallejo draws the walk, becomes a second base runner of the inning. First walk issued by Derek Jagello, and now you got runners at first and second.
The pitcher, Ben Shattuck.
And Shattuck up
Pitcher,
trying to help his own cause.
Number 23.
Shattuck up with 2 on and 2 out. He's probably thinking 1 run, and that might be all I need, the way I can pitch out there on the hill. Anyhow, here comes the pitch of the number 8 hitter, and he grounds one down to the first baseman, Varab, and over quickly, Jagello. Really like the way that young man, number 10 for Naugatuck, plays. He was over there quick as a cat, and Shattuck has retired 1-3, and that will do it. So in the inning, no runs. You had the hit, you had the walk, and you have 2 left on. We'll be back with the top at 3 in a game that's moving along nicely for us all right now. Scoreless. And
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
have friends all over the place, and one of my best is Steve Kirk. His young man, his son, will pitch tomorrow for Hamden and will lose his bracket matchup, sending along some interesting information that we'll get to concerning Naugatuck and their second baseman. Naugatuck at the plate here in the top of inning number 3 of a scoreless game. Leading things off is the catcher, Mike Natkeel. There's a swing and a miss by Natkeel. Shattuck quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. After 4 innings, 5-3 Bristol leading. West Hartford, and the easy work of Natkeel there by Shattuck as he picks up his 4th strikeout of the game.
Nate Deptilla.
He is now retired.
Right
Last
field.
3 batters he's
Number
faced.
6.
2 by strikeout. And here's Nate Deptula to the plate. Shattuck works very quickly. That pitch is fouled off. Deptula playing in his 26th game of the year. And a batting average of 138. That pitch fouled off. Naugatuck, not a heavy hitting team at all. Only 1, 2, 3 players batting over 300. Verab, the best at 371. Deptula trying to make some noise here at the bottom part of the batting order, and that pitch is cracked up the middle and through for a base hit. That's the second hit of the game.
The third base.
And I got her on first base with
Zach Gravelin.
1 out. I need to do this. Change that. Put that up there. There you go. Now we got the score correct. 1 out, 1 on. And Graveline to the plate. He has grounded out 5-3 in his first plate appearance. Zach batting at 220, 259 it is. And pitch a little high for ball 1. Nick Bruno in the on-deck circle. Time has been called. Outfield remains straight away here for Cheshire. Sun settling off to the west, creating just a few shadows from the light poles here at Seppa Field in Meriden behind home plate. Pitch it high up into the air. Strollo will circle underneath it. Always gets a quick jump on a fly ball, and he does there, and you have 2 down. Graveline retired. Back to the bag at first goes Deptula.
The left fielder.
So now you got 2 down.
Nick Bruno.
And it brings up Nick Bruno, who struck out, called out on strikes, his first plate appearance. Got 4 strikeouts in the game for Shattuck. Hasn't walked a batter yet, given up 2 hits, the infield single in the second, and Deptula's base hit here in the top of the 3rd inning. Shattuck checks the runner at first, comes to the plate with a pitch, and missed down low. Justin Marks in the on-deck circle. Middle infielder Skina and Vallejo at short and second. Well back. Pitch low and inside, just missed. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. It was an appeal to see if Bruno went around, but he did check the swing. It was a tough pitch from the lefty, turning in at the ankles of the right-handed hitter. Bruno awaits, wiggles the bat just a little. Shattuck ready to deal it. Here it comes. Miss low and inside again. Trying to find that spot there is Big Ben. Shouts coming from the Naugatuck dugout. Coach Nofree, head football coach at Sacred Heart. Pitch in there for the strike. When you love the coach, you try to coach year-round, right? Whether it's football, baseball, could be basketball, any combination you can find. Great mentor. Shattuck's pitch. Ground ball hit down to third. Taken on the backhand side by Battipaglia. The long base-to-base throw. Got it over there to the stretching rolls in time for the out. And Battipaglia has made a couple of nice plays here today. 5-3 if you score. That will end the top of the third inning. No runs. You had the hit. There were no errors and one left. That's two stranded now by Naugatuck through 3 innings. We'll be back with the bottom of the third right after this.
American Legion. We're veterans serving America. The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The right fielder.
All right, welcome right back as the
Battipaglia.
right fielder, Eli Battipaglia, will lead things off here for
Number
Cheshire to
32.
start the bottom of the third in a scoreless game, turning into nice little pitches duel between Jagello and Shattuck. And Big Derek on the mound right now. Eli Battipaglia swinging from the right side, and the pitch, curveball, strike call over the outside corner. Eli Battipaglia, graduate of Cheshire High School 2019, part of that state championship program, and what a high school year they had. Count goes a 1-1 strike here to Eli Battipaglia. Ryan Sear and then Ben Skeena to follow. So 9-1-2 in the batting order against Jagello. And that pitch fouled back and right to the backstop in front of us. I could have fielded that if there was no fence there. Nikhil behind the plate. Fur Rabbit first. No Free, who's heading to Springfield College. Down at second. That pitch down low. Bedrizik at shortstop position. Graveline at the bag at third. Bruno Marks and Depp Tuller in the outfield from left to right. Defensively for Naugatuck. Fastball blew it by him. Struck him out. That is the first strikeout for Derek Jagello. He has walked one batter, and you have one down here in the bottom of the third.
Ryan Sear.
Brings up the top of the order, and Ryan Sear, who grounded out 5-3 his first time. Pitch to Sear. In there for the strike. Cheshire had the best chance to score a run. That came in the second. The leadoff single by Ian Battipaglia. He stole a base in the scoring position. They couldn't push him home, and they left 2 on. Another curveball. Big swing and a miss. Right now, Jagello is fooling the Cheshire hitters. Sear can play a variety of positions. Another curveball that just dropped too quickly as the wind continues to blow everything around. Glasses, and it does. Gatorade bottles, paperwork, all being whipped around outside the fence here at SEPA. Pitch down low. Count now 2-2 strikes to Ryan Sear. Ben Skeena in the on-deck circle. Jagello's curveball missed outside. They're going to be an appeal, and they say no swing by Sear. Able to hold back. Ryan 6 feet, 165. Count is full, 3-2. Trying to become a one-out base runner. They come at him with a fastball. He just froze him there. He set that up beautifully with a bunch of spinners, a bunch of breaking balls, and Sear goes back to the dugout caught looking, and that's the second consecutive strikeout for Derek
Ben
Jagello, and it
Skeena.
brings up Ben Skeena. Hit a fly ball out his first time. So Skeena to the plate with the bases empty. Pitch in there for the strike. Ben graduated from Cheshire 2018, now attending beautiful Naugatuck College in Beverly, Massachusetts. It's probably one of the hidden gems of a college or university on the East Coast, right there on the coastline in Beverly. Just a beautiful overlook of the Atlantic Ocean. See Marblehead Harbor from there. I only know all that because I'm from the area originally. That's fouled off. One off the men behind the plate, the catcher and the umpire there, perhaps. Count is 0-2 to Ben Skeena. I don't know how you study if you go to Naugatuck College with the scenic views there, not too far from Gloucester, Massachusetts, and Manchester by the Sea, made famous by a movie recently. Here's the pitch to the plate. Ground ball hit down to Nofree. He'll field that and got it onto the bag at first to get the hustling Skeena by a step and a half, and that'll do it. Nice, tidy 1-2-3 inning for Derek Jagello. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. Had a couple of strikeouts in the frame. We'll be back with the top of four, still scoreless here on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
All right, welcome right back. We move on to the top of the fourth inning. This turning into a wonderful pitches duel between Jagello of Naugatuck and Shattuck, as he is the pitcher out in the mound for Cheshire. And leading things off is Justin Marks, who grounded out 4-3 his first time. Two hits in the game for Naugatuck. And the pitch. And it's going to be bounded to the first baseman, fielded, and Rolls will put the tag on the would-be base runner. One hit in the game for Cheshire. And you have one out.
Shortstop.
That will go as
Bedrzyk.
3 unassisted. So Zach Bedrzyk will step up to the plate. He's a strikeout victim. So he's 0 for 1. One out here in the fourth. Total of 4 strikeouts for Shattuck thus far through 3 innings of play. 3 1/3 to be precise. Starts with a curveball that just missed outside. I think Shattuck wanted the strike call there, didn't get it. Eli Battipaglia in right field playing straight away. Center fielder is Strollo and Sears in left. Ball hit high in the air, foul territory. First base side Rolls having a busy half inning. Has his second put out. Bedrzyk is retired on a pop-up in the foul play. So now you have 2 down, and Derek Jagello to the plate. Got a base hit back in the first. Was all hustle as he hit it slowly down towards the first baseman, and Shattuck couldn't get there in time. He was outraced. So he's at the plate. Base is empty and 2 out. Swing and a miss right there. Austin Verrab in the on-deck circle. This is an interesting part of the batting order for this Naugatuck team. Shattuck gets the baseball and he's ready to throw it, and that pitch popped up and fouled off beyond us, behind home plate here. Last report, Bristol leading in the north by the score of 5-3. Southington beat Waterford by the score of 4-1. The curveball popped up to the outfield grass, and on out there is Vallejo to make the catch, and that's an easy inning for Shattuck as he gets him 1-2-3. A little fly ball to the second baseman. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of 4. This game still scoreless right after this. I know, aren't they?
President Roosevelt signed Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
Well, we have millions of veterans that are members of our organization.
Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more.
All right, welcome back. Ryan Strollo, the number 3 hitter in the lineup for Cheshire, coming to the plate. Cheshire with just one hit. That occurred back in the second inning. Leadoff single by Ian Battipaglia. He was stranded at the bag at second. 2-1, 2-3 innings for Derek Jagello here in the contest. And he's got a total of 2 strikeouts, both of those collected back in the third. So we begin the bottom of the 4th. And that pitch in there for the strike to Strollo, who's 0 for 1 with a ground ball out. Battipaglia on deck and then rolls to follow. Jagello. Ground ball hit to the first baseman. Fielded by Verrab, and he'll win the race to the bag. And Strollo retired, 3 unassisted. Well, Jagello's keeping that pitch down low in the strike zone. He's got some good spin on it. Kind of a hard breaking ball. Brings up Ian Battipaglia. Battipaglia singled and stole a base, was stranded at second. That was back in the second inning of play. So Ian with a positive day, 1 for 1. He's done a nice job defensively with 2 assists at third base. Swings at the curveball and pops it up and fouls it off. Jagello has not made a mistake with that curveball as of yet. He's certainly not an overpowering pitcher, but his spot location has been outstanding thus far. He's working well with Ned Keel, and that pitch in there for the strike call. He'll actually set up his fastball, make it appear a little quicker with all that breaking ball. He can change speeds on the breaking ball. He's into the windup here. Let's see if he comes with some heat. Tried to drop it in, and that's fouled off. Battipaglia, a good bit of hitting by the cleanup hitter here for Cheshire. Count remains 0-2. This Cheshire team has been a very consistent program in American Legion play now for the last few years. Again, that's batted foul, first base side. Bruno, the left fielder, Marks in center. Deptula, the right fielder. Graveline, Bedrizik, no free, and Verrab around the horn from third to first, fouled off the foot of Battipaglia. Robert rolls in the on-deck circle. You got the winning ticket? Wow. Paul Iverson's claiming he has won the winning ticket, or bought the winning ticket for the upcoming 50-50 raffle. Paul LaFleur won that. I think it was in Old Orchard a few years back at the Northeast Regional. You know, he didn't bring anybody out to dinner after he won that. Not a person, not a soul. We couldn't find him. Here comes the pitch to the plate. We all thought we'd drink it for nothing. Ground ball hit to the shortstop and thrown on the first. But Reisig has done a nice job going after that ball. That's right. Paul was very young at that time. That might have been 5-6 years ago now. So you got two out here in the inning.
Robert Rolls.
And brings up Robert Rolls. Of course, his Bristol team, he's been the longtime general manager of Bristol at last report, with a lead in their North Super Regional. Get this, one of the winningest programs of all of Connecticut American Legion baseball is Bristol, and this is their first appearance in the Big Dance, the Super Regional, since 2006. We were talking about that last night at the American Legion meeting, and that's hard to believe. A few years back, they did win a Northeast Regional title, and they only got in because they were the host. They make no waves at all in tournament play in Connecticut, yet they went on and won the Northeast Regional. So there's the advantage of being a host in regional play. You get a chance to compete. Count 1-1 strike to Robert Rolls. 0 for 1 with a fly ball out. D. Clement, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. Naugatuck representing zone number 5 in the Southern Division. You kind of forget with some of the changes that they've made and taken the zones and cut them down from 8 to 6 and made some divisions within the zone, and I like that. It's pretty cool. I think it makes it quite interesting. Ball is popped up. Verrab is out, and he'll make the catch. Got a nice step on it, and I believe he was in foul play when he made the play, and that's going to do it. We'll call that a pop-up to the first baseman in foul territory, and another 1-2-3 inning for Derek Jagello, as he is now retired. The last 7 batters he's faced, he's in a bit of a groove. We're on the top of the 5th, still a scoreless game.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation.
All right, welcome back as we move on to the top of the 5th inning, and leading things off here for Naugatuck as Austin Verrab makes a nice play defensively and gets a chance to lead the inning off. No free, and then that Keel to follow against Ben Shattuck. Shattuck got him 1-2-3 back in the 4th. Pitch is popped up. Second baseman is out. Veleco to the outfield grass will make the catch and quickly have one down. We'll have to consider that a fly ball. The second baseman as it went to the outfield.
Mark Nofree.
Grass out there, and it brings up Nofree with 1 out and nobody on. Mark, as we mentioned, heading to Springfield College and trying to become a teammate with Brendan Kirk of Hamden American Legion play. He'll be pitching tomorrow, I believe, for Hamden, right here in a loser's bracket matchup against the loser of this game here. Pitching there for the strike, dropped in over the inside corner. Nofree 0 for 1. Hit it pretty well his first plate appearance, but right at Eli Battapaglia in right field. Hit it on the nose. And the pitch to the plate shows bunt. Bunts that to the backstop. He was bunting to try to get on. And you heard the shout of the Coach down the third base side say, that's a good idea, Mark. So I guess he did that on his own. Try to bunt his way on. Get on any way you can. Shattuck has only allowed 2 hits here today, one in the second and one in the third, one of the infield variety. Shattuck economizing his pitch count here today. Slow curveball, swing and a miss. Ball gets away. DiClemente's going to have to throw that down quickly and got it there, the rolls. That's a good throw by the catcher. Had a nice angle and got it there. The beat Nofri, who was hustling. That will be recorded as a strikeout. No harm done there.
Catcher.
That is strikeout number 5. And it brings up Nakeel to the plate, who struck out back in the 3rd inning. So you got 2 down here in the 5th of this scoreless game. Mike Nakeel facing the lefty Shattuck. Hits a ground ball. Vallejo will field it. Throw on the first is wide. A Robert rolls, and heading in the second base goes Nakeel. That's going to be E4. That's the first error of the game. I think Vallejo didn't think he had as much time as he did. And he never planted his feet, kind of threw it on the run and wildly wide of Robert rolls. And that will be the first error committed by Cheshire here today. Matter of fact, it's the first error between game 1 and here in game 2. And that's in 12 innings of play. So good quality baseball being played today. Did have a couple of wild pitches that led to runs in game 1, which hurt Hamden in their 3-0 loss to Stanford. This is Nate Deptula to the plate. 2 down and a runner in scoring position. For the first time in the game, Naugatuck has a runner down at the bag at second. Deptula with a base hit his first time, rolled one up the middle. Would love to duplicate that. Might bring home a run. You'd think against Shattuck, if he does hit a ball to the outfield for a base hit, they would send Nakeel. Although you do have the top of the order in Zach Graveline on deck, but he's 0 for 2 with a ground ball out and a lazy fly. Shattuck checks a runner down at second. Here comes a pitch, and that's going to be fouled off by Deptula. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big moment in the game here offensively for Naugatuck here in the 5th inning. Getting their first chance. And coming up with a key base hit to bring home a run. Outfield not playing all that shallow. They are straight away. Skeena, the shortstop, shaded behind the runner at second. That ball, late swing and slash foul. That had him scrambling on the third base side, didn't it? They were alert over there, though. They were moving. Absolutely. That's right. The evolution of the baseball fan. Learning to move out of the way of those baseballs. Skeena looking in. The advantage in his favor now at a ball and 2 strikes. Checks the runner down at second. Here comes a pitch, and waving at it was Deptula. He was just overmatched on that off-speed curveball there. Strikeout number 6 for Ben Shattuck, and the error does not hurt. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error, 1 left. 3 stranded now by Naugatuck. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th inning in just a moment.
And women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you.
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I have.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion.
All right, welcome right back. Nice celebration for our veterans, and of course, God bless America. And just what's the name of that song Paulie just played? I love that song. I'll have to look that up. Proud to be an American. That's right. Proud to be an American. That's a good one. All right, this is Andrew D. Clement leading things off here in the bottom of the fifth inning against Derek Jagello, and the first pitch is popped up. It may find green grass. No, it won't. Right fielder Deptula came on, nearly overran it, but able to reach up and make the catch. Jagello's only given up one base hit. That was
second baseman,
to the leadoff hitter,
Paul Vallejo.
Ian Battipaglia, back in the second inning. So he has really pitched himself magnificently well today, hasn't he? And you have one out on that fly ball. Start at the bottom of the fifth inning. He has retired the last 8 batters he's faced. The last bat of the reach was Paul Vallejo's at the plate now when he walked. That was back in the second inning. That's when Cheshire had their best chance with 2 on. Other than that, they haven't had much luck at all against this young man on the hill. Just 2 strikeouts in the contest for Jagello, but he had a 1-2-3 inning in the first with a couple of ground ball outs. Got him 1-2-3 in the fourth, 1-2-3 in the third with 2 strikeouts. Only the second inning in which Cheshire had an opportunity. This is Vallejo at the plate. Vallejo will just recently graduated from Cheshire. It's popped up way up there. Graveline will come on. Third baseman calling off the pitcher Jagello, and he makes a play, and Vallejo is retired on a sky-high pop-up here. That was a major league
pitcher
variety, and you get 2 down.
Ben Shattuck.
Brings up Ben Shattuck now, trying to help his own cause. Shattuck tapped out 1-3 his first time. Eli Battipaglia in the on-deck circle. Shattuck, the number 8 hitter in the lineup against Jagello. And the fastball burns in there for the strike. Pitcher against pitcher right now. University of New Haven product at the plate. The Naugatuck senior to be on the mound. Pitch in there for a strike 2. Hear the thud in the Keels catches mitt. Count quickly 0-2. Jagello nods ahead, likes a sign from the catcher, and time call. Shattuck requesting, and it's granted. Shattuck at 6'3", 200 pounds. Good size. Gigello to deal it. Here comes the pitch. Missed outside with a fastball. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gigello's really got a good mind out there in the mound, but pitching. Works it in and out, works it effectively. Got him there, struck him out. That's another 1-2-3 inning. He has retired the last 10 he's faced, and the strikeout total's starting to rise. That's his 3rd of the game. 1-2-3 goes Cheshire. We're back with the top of 6. This game remains scoreless.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you...
Well, we got an old-fashioned pitcher's duel right here at Seppa Field, and in South Windsor at Rotary. Bristol is starting to really power through West Hartford as they sent 12 men to the plate to open up a 5-3 lead to 12-3 with 7 runs. They lead at 12-3 in the top of the 6th inning there. The winner of that game taking on Southington, who beat Waterford earlier, and obviously the losers take on Waterford. As we move on here to the top of the 6th, Gaviline leading it off and hits a fly ball out to the left fielder for 1 out. Gaviline, the leadoff hitter for Naugatuck, is now 0 for 3 with that fly ball out. Brings up Nick Bruno.
The left fielder, Nick Bruno.
So Bruno comes to the plate. Between the two teams here, they've collected 3 hits. That's it. They've only had 1 error. Bruno 0 for 2, number 2 hitter in the lineup for Naugatuck, and that pitch missed outside, ball 1. Bruno batting at .321 coming in. He's walked 12 times, has 20 RBIs. He's a leader in that category for Naugatuck. That's over for the strike. Bruno with some home run power, too. He's got 3 homers on the season, does Nick Bruno. He'd love to get a hold of one here. Ben Chaddock obviously thinking otherwise. Curveball popped up. Catcher with the mask off, with room and over there. Never threw it away, did Andrew D. Clement, but he made the catch there, and you have 2 down. Nice play in foul territory by the catcher. Brings up Justin Marks.
The center fielder, Justin Marks.
Well, the pitchers are pitching strikes, and the batters are swinging the bat, and things are moving along interestingly here. Marks is 0 for 2. Top 4 guys in the batting order for Naugatuck have not gotten on base against Shattuck here today. Marks will swing at the first pitch, rolls it in front of home, taken there by the whirling catcher, and D. Clement throws a strike down to the bag at first. He was like a jackrabbit from behind home plate, makes a beautiful play, and that's going to go 2-3, and just like that, Shattuck has a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the base path. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. This
All
game
right, please have
remains
your
scoreless.
tickets ready. And if your ticket is drawn, you can come to the scorers table to the left of the big building here behind home plate.
I got glasses on. I'll write it down for you.
Okay, the winning number is 877 805. 877
Not it.
805.
He probably gave the wrong number, Paul. Yeah, he gave the wrong number. Yeah. Go tell him. He gave the wrong number.
The right fielder,
Yep.
Eli Battipaglia.
All right, we stayed through the raffle there. Never went to a commercial break. That's okay. Well, Eli Battipaglia lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning of the scoreless game. Jagello has retired the last 10 he's faced, and that ball is fouled on back. Cheshire has not had a base runner since the 2nd inning when they had 2. Ian Battipaglia with the single and Vallejo with the walk. Jagello here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Comes right at the hitter, and that's fouled back. Count quickly goes 0-2. You got Ryan Sear in the on-deck circle, then Ben Skeena. So it's really set up here for Cheshire, the home team, with their big batters coming to the plate here in the last couple of frames. Ground ball hit down to third, scooped up by Graveline. Onto the bag at first, so we're right on the money, and Battipaglia is retired, and that's 11 in a row retired now by Jagello. 5-3 on the ground
The
ball
left
out.
fielder, Ryan Sear.
So you have one down. Brings up Ryan Sear, who's 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out here today. Outfield is straight away. Bruno in left. Marks in center. Deptula the right fielder. Skeena hits it off the end of the bat and foul first base side. Ben with a fly ball out and a ground ball out. You got Ryan Strollo. Check that. Sear at the plate. Skeena in the on-deck circle. Got ahead of myself there. Sear is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball out. We already told you that, right? This is Jagello. Into the windup. In for the strike. Seemingly has a little bit of a natural spin to some of those pitches. That one zips a little high, tailed a bit. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cheshire team in 3 sectional games scored a total of 14 runs. Won 2 nail-biters, 2-1. There's a little one-hopper taken nicely there and thrown on the first by Ryzik for the out. He's made a couple of nice defensive plays, and Ryan Sear is retired 6-3, so you have 2 down. Now Ben Skeena to the plate,
Ben
who's 0 for
Skeena.
2. That was a subtle, but yet nice play there by the shortstop, Ryzik. Took it on that short hop. Didn't let that ball play him. If he did, he was in trouble. Got a good jump on it. Little dribbler collected. Jagello's throw to first. Nice scoop by Verrab at the bag at first, and a low throw by the pitcher. And he's getting a little defense too, isn't he? So there you go. 1-3. Skeena retired on a beautiful play there, and that's 13 in a row retired now by Jagello.
Thank you for
We're
everyone
back
who
with the top of the
participated in our
7th. This
50-50
game is
raffle.
still
We did have our winner,
0-0.
and that winner won $75.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back to the top of the 7th. Now nail-biting time, as this one has just been beautifully pitched by both Ben Shattuck and by Derek Jagello. You take a look at Jagello, 78 pitches thrown. For Shattuck, 64, as we're into the top of the 7th. But Isaac to lead it off here. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he has popped up in a foul play to the first baseman, Robert Rolls. Jagello then Verab the follow. Shattuck looking in. He's got plenty of pitches left. The limit's 105. That's fouled off. The last base runner for Naugatuck reached on an error. Keel back in the 5th inning. Speaking of Mike Keel, Paul Iverson mentioned the fact that he has just called a perfect game behind the plate for his pitcher here today. Derek has not called off any of his signs from behind the plate. They've been in lockstep communication-wise, and it's really been a beautiful thing to see. Likewise for DeClement and Shattuck. They have certainly collaborated effectively too, obviously. Just 3 hits between the two teams here today. Just 1 error between the two as that ball's popped up and out of play by Bedrizik. He's trying to find a way to get on. Naugatuck has not had a leadoff runner on base the entire game. Both the singles came with 1 out. Jagello's back in the 2nd, and the base hit by Deptula in the 3rd. And Keel reached on a throwing error by the second baseman, actually went all the way to 2nd in the 5th. The only time they've had a runner in scoring position. That ball popped up, foul territory. It's going to be over the boundary line and out of play. Got boundary lines, literally lines, on the field, both first and third base side. Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 7th of a scoreless affair. Shattuck. His control has been magnificent. Hasn't walked a batter as of yet. Missed outside with that pitch. And the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Isaac trying to get on, making Shattuck work here in the top of the 7th inning. Beautiful, cool, comfortable temperatures here right now. Perfect, pristine for these guys who are pitching. Ball popped up very high. Catcher with the mask off. Foul territory. And making the catch on a ball that was spinning back on him is DeClement. That is not easy. That ball had some backspin tail to him, and he made the catch. And Isaac is retired on a pop-up foul territory to the catcher. So you have 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. And it brings Derek Jagello to the plate. He is singled in 2 tries. So 1 for 2, and he's been magnificent on the mound, allowing just 1 base hit here today. Shattuck's pitch to the plate. And that missed outside for ball 1. So with the pitch counts as they are right now, these guys can go deep, deeper than the 7 innings if they need to. Pitch down low. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Cheshire, no stranger to extra inning games here at SEPA Field. In that championship series versus Southington, they were extended to, 13 innings in a game. There's a ball hit right at the shortstop. Nice hop for Skeena, and onto the bag at first. A nice play over there by Robert Rolls on a throw that was starting to lose some steam as Jagello retired 6-3. 2 down here on the top of the 7th inning.
The first baseman, Austin Verab.
So Verab to the plate, 0 for 2 is Austin. Looking ahead for Cheshire to the bottom of the 7th, Strollo, Battipaglia, and Rolls. That's 3, 4, and 5 in their batting order. Coming up to hit. First pitch is a strike to Verab. He struck out, hit a fly ball out to the second baseman to the outfield grass. Pitch in there for the strike. And Shattuck is anxious to get to the dugout and see if his offense can do some work for him in the bottom half of inning number 7. Shattuck looking in, and the left-hander's delivery. That's Q down to the first baseman. Collected in fair play, dropped by Rolls, picks it up, and he'll put the tag on the dodging Verab, and he's retired 3 unassisted. So we move on to the bottom of the 7th. This game is still scoreless between Cheshire and Naugatuck.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
It's interesting to the bottom of the 7th. If Cheshire can play to run, they're going to win this game. This is game 2 of the South Super Regional. The winner of this game will take on Stamford at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and the loser will take on Hamden at 1 p.m. So Strollo to lead it off 0 for 2, and the pitch in there for the strike. Jagello has retired the last 13 batters he has faced. It has been way back in the 2nd inning the last time Cheshire had a base runner, and they had 2 of them in that half inning. Pitch goes all the way to the backstop, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Jagello has thrown 78 pitches coming into this bottom of the 7th inning. Takes a nod. They want the pitch outside part of the plate, and it's high. One of the few pitches he's really missed his spot, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Cheshire had a leadoff base runner back in the 2nd. The only inning in which they've had base runners was the 2nd inning, the leadoff single by Battapaglia. That ball drifting to the outfield, and that's a base hit, maybe more, as it finds the gap, rounding the bag at first and heading for 2, and sliding in with a leadoff double is Ryan Strollo. He's in scoring position with nobody out. And for the first time in the game, Jagello's going to face some severe pressure. And it brings up Ian Battapaglia, who has singled in 2 tries, and they're going to come out and have a chat with Jagello. That is the first hit in the last 13 batters, actually 14, because Strollo makes the 14th batter. So his string of 13 retired in a row has come to a close. Now the infield and everybody's going to get together here. And what magic does Jagello and company have in the field defensively? You got to think, although Battapaglia is a cleanup hitter, they might just try to move him along with a bunt here to third. And give him 2 outs to bring home the game-winning run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Battapaglia, let's see what they do with him. He has a base hit back in the 2nd inning, grounded out 6-3, does show bunt, and pitches inside for a ball. Maybe they don't give Battapaglia anything to hit and try to force, first and second situation and then get some force-out opportunities, double play opportunities if you're Naugatuck. That pitch goes low and away. Verrab was charging from the bag at first because really that base runner at first base means nothing. Jagello will get the strike call. If he could sneak in a strikeout, he'd be quite pleased with that, I would imagine. So the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. He's certainly not going to give Battapaglia anything good to hit. They'll look the runner back. That's Strollo, who has good speed and is an intelligent baseball player down the bag at second, the center fielder. Jagello, the bunt, out in front of home. Picked up, Jagello looks and goes to first. They get the out, and the job is executed by Ian Battapaglia as he moves a runner just 90 feet away. 3 strikeouts for Jagello here today.
the first baseman.
So he does have that strikeout pitch.
Robert Rolls.
He has handled Rolls pretty well. A fly ball out to center field. It was lazily hit. He has also got on the pop-up in the foul territory to the first baseman. DeClement on deck, who is 0 for 2. And the pitch to the plate. Spins it in for the strike. Jagello looking calm out there on the mound. You got to appreciate his demeanor. Looks in for the sign to Derek Jagello. Strollo takes a lead away, comes down the line. The squeeze is on, and they tag him out. They got him. Rolls missed putting it down, and they tag him out, trying to come home. What an interesting call that was coming from the Cheshire dugout. Pitcher to the catcher, tag. Strollo is down. He's gone from the base path and Rolls now behind the count 0-2. Quite interesting there. Well, it's one of those plays, if you execute it, you look like a genius. You miss it, and you go, wonder what happened. A ground ball hit down the shortstop. Throw across the diamond, and Naugatuck survives that leadoff double, and we go on to the 8th inning as Rolls is out 6-3. We'll be back with the top of the 8th. Still a scoreless game right after this. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America. The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
All right, welcome back as we move on to the top of the 8th inning. Exciting bottom half of the 7th, a leadoff double, and the squeeze didn't work. Runner was coming down the line. Decision had been made. Batter just couldn't put the bat on the ball. Couldn't get the safety squeeze, perhaps a ball to the first base side. Anyways, no free to the plate here. Again, Shattuck as we move on to the 8th in a scoreless game. Each team now with 2 hits in the contest. It's been a chess match here today. Shattuck's pitch down low to Nofree. Nofree, by the way, is 0 for 2. His lined one hit it pretty good and struck out here today. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes. You know, psychologically, what's going through the mind of Shattuck? He probably thought he didn't have to come out here and work the 8th inning. Well, after the leadoff double, everything looked rosy. Then the man got the 3rd, and here's ball 4, Nofree down to the bag at first. That is the first walk. Let me check on that. Is the first walk issued
Catcher, Mike Natkiel.
by Shattuck today. So that is his first walk. Go along with a total of 6 strikeouts. And that Keel comes up to the plate. Reached on an error by the second baseman back on the 5th, is struck out here. So Shattuck to work from the stretch with a runner on. And it's going to be bunted down to the third baseman. Batted Paglia goes to second, but one on the first. And they got the force at the bag at second, so Nakeel Cannot lay down the sacrifice bunt. Free is out. It's going to go 5-4 on the force out at second.
The right fielder, Nate Deptula.
And that's going to bring up Deptula to the plate. Nate today is singled and struck out. So they still got 1 on and 1 out now for Naugatuck here in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the order on deck and Zach Graveline. Shattuck, the pitch, in there for the strike. Cheshire is built like the limousine, and Naugatuck is like the Ford Pinto here in this game, just chugging along and going to do the job, go the distance. Pitch in there for the strike. Cheshire certainly coming with the resume. Naugatuck just clawing their way through. Deptula, left-handed hitter, awaits. Lefty on lefty. Pitch missed outside. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. This game has just been a lot of fun. Both pitchers have done an outstanding job here today, and Shattuck right now looking for a punch out if he can get it. And that missed low and away. Tried to slide it over the outside corner. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shattuck checks a runner at first, not going anywhere. That ball hit the opposite way, knocked down by Rolls. That's a big play, and he gets the out. That is a huge play by Rolls with a dive to the right. That's going to go 3 unassisted. If that got to the outfield, there was a possibility that Keel was going to third. So now he's at second base in scoring position. Graveline, the top of the order, coming to the plate here in the top of the 8th in a scoreless game. That was a huge play there by Rolls, able to knock it down. Wasn't hit extremely hard, but still had to go get it. Graveline 0 for 3. Now Keel for the second time in the game in the scoring position down at second, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Shattuck checks a runner. Doesn't want to make a mistake here. Caught the outside corner, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. And I don't think he liked that pitch too much. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. You got Bruno in the on-deck circle. And we're going to see a pinch runner come out here.
Running for Nat Keel, number 1, Tristan Creelan.
So Creelan is going to come out to run. And I believe they're going to re-enter. They can re-enter, right, in the Super Regional? Yeah. So Tristan Creelan will go out and run. He has a stolen base in the air, trying to give you an indication of his speed. Might have been a psychological substitution, too, to try to get in the head of Shattuck somewhat. And the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Big moment here, Shattuck. Behind the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to the plate. That's hit on the ground. Going to the hole. A dive, knocked down. Long throw, no throw. And what a play there by Skeena to keep the ball in the infield and not allow the runner to turn the bag at third. So 2 defensive plays by the infield have perhaps saved big advancements here.
Bruno.
Now, how big was that play made by Rolls after that play by Skeena just a moment ago? It goes as an infield hitting around the corners. If that gotten through, probably would have had a run. That's the 3rd hit of the game now. for Naugatuck, and it brings up Nick Bruno. Bruno with some home run power, but he's just thinking contact, get that ball out of the infield, safely to grass, and swings and misses there. Actually fouled it back, didn't he? And the count goes 0-1. What I meant by miss is he was going for the fence right there on that one. You got Justin Marks in the on-deck circle. Here in the 8th, scoreless game. For the first time, Naugatuck has put a runner just 90 feet away where anything can happen. Here's Shattuck's pitch to the plate, and that's going to be popped up and fouled off. Now Bruno in a big hole, 0-2 against Shattuck. Well, his infielders helped him out immensely here. Shattuck also helped himself out on that bunt, in which the throw was made. He made a good pitch there, and third baseman Battipaglia got to it, and they got the lead runner, forced them there. And the play by the shortstop and the first baseman. Pitch again fouled back. Bruno just missed that one. He's swinging away, and Shattuck's coming right at him. Graveline at first with an infield single. Pinch runner Creelan at the bag at third. After Nikhil reached on a fielder's choice. Pitch up high, and the count goes 1-2 strikes. Again, Shattuck looks in for the sign, taking his time. D. Clement to set the target behind the plate. Runners will take the leads from the bags, and the pitch to the plate is popped up, fouled off, over the boundary line again off to that first base side. Bruno just couldn't catch up to that heat. Count remains 1-2 strikes. Got the number 3 hitter Justin Marks in the on-deck circle. Bruno batting .321 on the year, 12 walks, struck out 14 times. .506 slugging percentage with 12 RBIs and 3 home runs. He's the only guy on the lineup that has 3 homers, or has a homer for Naugatuck. So he's their power guy, but he's thinking base hit right now. Shattuck's pitch, that's fouled back again. He came at him again with the heat. Shattuck just challenging Bruno here. He's just hoping Ben Shattuck makes a mistake. Outfield is straight away. We're here in the top of the 8th. Creelan with a short lead away. Curveball hit on the ground towards the hole. And they go for the force out at second. They don't get it. It was hit to the hole, and Skeena's only chance was to get the runner going from first to second, and he couldn't get Gaviline. That's going to go as an infield hit for Bruno. And an RBI, and Naugatuck has taken a 1-0 lead as Creelan scores. They're going to rule out a base hit. I thought they would. Now you got runners at first and second and a run home with 2 out. And Naugatuck with a 1-0 lead, and at the plate now is Justin Marks, and now they're looking for that insurance run if they can get it. Cheshire had a chance in the bottom of the 7th with a leadoff double, couldn't get the runner home. They tried to squeeze. Runner was tagged out coming home. And now, balls just hit to the right spot. Seriously, just hit to the right spot by Naugatuck. Nothing's come out of the infield, and they have played it a run. 2 infield hits to the left side into the hole, shortstop hole. And you got to credit the infielders for Cheshire to get to the balls, and we might have a couple of runs up on the board here for Naugatuck. So it's been an interesting inning for sure. Justin Marks at the plate. He's 0 for 3 here today. He's behind the count 0-2. 1-0 Naugatuck, trying to pull off the surprise of the Super Regional here on day 1. All the expecteds have won thus far. Here comes the pitch to the plate, and that's hit up the middle. That's a base hit in the center field. They're going to send the runner. Strollo's throw coming on home. Not in time, and a run will score. Going to third and sliding in safely there is Nick Bruno. Naugatuck puts up an insurance run on the RBI hit by Justin Marks. Graveline slides under a tag. Bruno goes a third under a tag, and Marks with an RBI base hit.
The shortstop, Zach Bedryzik.
Now they're on the corners. Incredible. That's the 5th hit of the game for Naugatuck. They end up with runners at first and second. Ben Shattuck up to 100 pitches. Going into the 7th, he was at 64. Naugatuck has made him work. Bedryzik to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Runners at first and second, 2 runs home in the inning, and the pitch is up high. This is the ace of the staff for Cheshire, going here on day 1, and he's basically up to the limit. So how many days off when you pitch 105? 3 days? Is it 3 days? We'll have to figure that out. My man Steve Kirk would know that. If you throw over 100 pitches, how many days rest do you need? So what does that do with the philosophy of this pitching staff now for Cheshire? Here's the pitch to the plate, and that's hit high up into the air by the shortstop. Behind home plate, mask off, catcher over. Can't make the catch. It's off the glove of D. Clement. It's a difficult play to try to get to it. Seventh batter to come to the plate in the inning. They chipped away a leadoff walk, a fielder's choice, and then an unassisted out at the bag at first on a nice play by Rolls. And then the base hit, 3 consecutive. Only one of the base hits leaving the infield. That was the one up the middle off the bat of Marks just a moment ago. Bedryzik to the plate now. Runners on the corners at first and third. I have not done a good job with the scoreboard. I've been too excited watching this game. So I do apologize for all that. But the score is correct at 2-0. Shattuck, the left-hander. Pitch to the plate. That's fouled off. Jagello in the on-deck circle. Jagello, I wonder if he's just wondering, I think I got enough. Let's get out there and finish this game out in the hill. He has been magnificent today. Wiggled out of that jam in the bottom of the 7th with poise. Shattuck now trying to stop the damage done here in the top of the 8th inning. Bedryzik awaits. Curveball drop low. And Shattuck is up close to 104. So I believe this will be 105 for Shattuck coming up now. He has had to work hard over the last inning or so, and that pitch up high. That's 105. He can finish the batter, and then he needs to come out. So Bedryzik got it to 3-2. It's been a real long at bat, absolutely. Bedryzik making him work. He's trying to get on base for the first time. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That's popped up very high and out of play beyond us. Count remains at 3-2. Bruno and Marks with RBI hits here in this 8th inning for Naugatuck for the 2-0 lead. Shattuck will check the runners around the corners. The pitch up high, lost him. That's ball 4. And the bases are loaded, and that's going to be all for Ben Shattuck. So time will be automatically called.
Pitcher,
and
Derek
he is gone his limit as Ben Shattuck. He'll leave responsible for the 3 on the base path, trailing 2-0. As when we come back, Derek Jagello will come to the plate. Great performance put together by Ben Shattuck today. And here in this inning, he got some great fielding, but just bad luck where the balls were hit. And that's baseball on occasion. We'll be right back after this.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome back. Substitutions for Cheshire. Shattuck has gone from the mound. He's over at first base. The first baseman, Rolls, has moved to third, and the third baseman, Ian Battipaglia, has gone to the mound here to face Derek Jagello with the bases loaded and 2 out. Jagello here today has a base hit in 3 tries. Well, a base hit, and he might feel a little more comfortable going out to the mound in the bottom of the 8th inning with a chance to lock the door and come up with his win. As we are in extra innings, he has 89 pitches thrown here in the game, so he can reach a limit of 105. So certainly you would think the way he's pitching here today that he has enough in the tank to get things completed. Pitch low and away from Battipaglia, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded with 2 outs, 2 runs home here in the top of the 8th inning, with only 1 base hit going out of the infield. And infield is making fine plays. Or Naugatuck might have 4 right now. That ball hit high in the air to the right fielder. Eli Battipaglia coming on, and he'll make the rolling catch, and that's a big one to end it. But 8 to the plate in the inning. 8 to the plate in the inning, and 2 runs score on a total of 1, 2, 3 consecutive hits. There was 2 walks in the inning. There were no errors. And 3 left on base. Naugatuck can pull a shocking upset here in the South Super Regional if they can hold on in the bottom of the 8th. DeClement, Vallejo, and Shattuck, the scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 8th inning against Derek Jagello. Back with the bottom of the 8th right after these messages.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
right, welcome back. And we're just talking to all the folks. What a game this has been. This has just been magnificent. This is Andrew D. Clement, the catcher to the plate, 0 for 2 against the pitcher, Derek Gigello, in the first pitch in for the strike. That's his 90th pitch, as we keep track of that. Shattuck went over at 105 now because he completed a batter, so I don't think he can compete again here in the Super Regional with a day's rest needed. And obviously, Gigello is going to be in the same boat the way things are going. Vallejo and then Shattuck. Don't count Cheshire out, down by the score 2-0 here. They have had 2 dramatic wins in pod play, 2-1 walk-off win over Danbury and a 2-1 walk-off win over Stratford. So there you go. Against Danbury in the decisive game, they won that rather easily, 10-0. But they do have a team that's seasoned to make comebacks, and they're trying to do that here. D. Clement has not reached base, but he's ahead in the count now. 3 balls and 1 strike here in the 8th inning. Gigello does not want to allow the leadoff guy on. Gave up that leadoff double in the 7th, and Cheshire ran into an out looking for the game-winning run in the bottom of the 7th inning on the squeeze. Didn't execute it, and Strollo was left to be tagged coming home after the leadoff double in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch to the plate, and that's going to be fouled off. 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors by Naugatuck. No runs, and a total of 2 hits in the game for Cheshire here today. Pitch, bounded foul, count full 3-2, D. Clement. Trying to get something going. Yeah, base hit by Battipaglia back in the 2nd inning. Then a string of 13 in a row retired before the double by Strollo in the 7th. Here's a 3-2. Slapped on the ground foul, third base side. And Gigello trying to complete the gem. 3 strikeouts. He's only walked 1 batter, 3-2 pitch, and he gets the strike 3 call over the outside corner. Caught him looking for his 4th strikeout of the game, and that was just nasty right there by Gigello. What a pitch that was. On 3-2 over the outside part of the plate. That brings up Vallejo.
Paul Vallejo.
Winner of this game to take on Stanford tomorrow at 4 p.m. And the loser of this game will take on Hamden in an elimination game at 1 p.m. And for Cheshire, if they don't create a victory opportunity here today, how will they feel psychologically tomorrow? Hamden can feel the same way too. I think they felt as though they probably wasted one versus Stanford in a close 3-0 game. So you got to count at 1 ball and 1 strike here to Vallejo. Shattuck in the on-deck circle. Gigello looking for the out. Pitch fouled straight back. Still has some pretty good heat going there. Not overpowering as we mentioned, but really sets up his fastball, and he's done it throughout. Got natural spin on a lot of his pitches to the plate. Nothing's very straight at all. And he throws a curveball. It's got that late hard downward break to it. And he's into the windup, Gigello. Here comes a pitch, and that rides up high and outside, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. And when he's missed the strike zone, he has missed it effectively. Nikhil behind the plate, setting the target, has really made him feel confident today. Ground ball spun down to the first baseman in the foul territory. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Gigello's numbers are starting to get up there too, pitch count wise, which could be favorable for Cheshire if he has to come out. Here comes the pitch to the plate, and that ball lofted to center field. Center fielder coming on and can't get there. That falls in front of Marks for a 1-out base hit by Vallejo. And Cheshire with a little bit of hope here with 1 down. They got the Gigello at 104.
Number 23.
So now he's at 104.
Shattuck.
So he can finish this batter, that is it. He can finish Shattuck, and after that he must come out. So Shattuck today is 0 for 2. He tapped one back to the pitcher, and he has struck out, trying to help his own cause right here. So we'll see a pitching change for Naugatuck unless we see a double play ball here. And the way things have been going for Naugatuck, I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. They got some pretty good infielders up the middle. A little lob throw to the bag at first. But Ryzik has been spectacular defensively today at shortstop. Free heading to Springfield College to hope to play some baseball, so you got some quality there. Graveline at third. A pitch missed. Jagello working into the 8th inning. Got a strikeout to start it. Gave up the base hit up the middle to Vallejo. Here's a swing and a miss. That hit the third of the game for Cheshire. Being out hit 5-3, outscored 2-0. Another soft toss over to the bag at first, trying to keep that runner tight. Marks a center fielder, shaded maybe a step or two towards right center for the left-handed hitting Ben Shattuck. The pitch, and Shattuck lofts that high up into the air. It's got some spin on it. Bruno is underneath it, and he'll reach up and make the catch for the inning's second out. So that's all for Derek Jagello. They'll come out. They'll take him out. What a performance. A 3-hitter here today. He'll leave with a lead at 2-0. He'll be responsible for the runner at first, but that was just a magnificent performance put together by the young man who's still in high school, and he'll be congratulated by all his teammates. And it looks like it'll be a Graveline coming in the pitch. We'll get all the vital changes for you in just a moment. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion,
All right, welcome back. So that's Nick Bruno now on the mound, trying to get one out and pick up the save here. Nick Bruno has pitched just 13 innings. He's making his 6th appearance. He started just one game, does have 2 saves and an ERA of 2.69. And he's facing Eli Battipaglia, and the ball will squirt past the catcher, Nat Keel, and down to second base goes Vallejo. And they're going to rule that, I believe, a pass ball. And it'll be a quick conversation. So, Bruno on the pitch. Moving from left field. Nofree has gone out to play left field. Jagello has gone to play third base. Here comes the offering. Try to drop it in. Just missed. The count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. So the potential game tying runner is at the plate with 2 down. You'd just love to get on via walk to bring up the top of the order. Bruno's pitch in for the strike. He has other ideas, and the count goes full 3-2. And Nick Bruno is a strike away from keeping Naugatuck in the winner's bracket. 2-0. They lead it here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There'll be a conversation. Nakeel wants to go out and have a chat. Well, Paul Iverson mentioned that this catcher behind the plate has done a great job communicating today, and he's making sure Brown is set, that Bruno is settled down. Here's the 3-2 comes at him. It's fouled straight back. Eli Battipaglia stays alive. Battipaglia today has struck out and grounded out, all against Derek Jagello, who can pick up the win. Bruno trying to complete the 3-hitter. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Naugatuck has pulled an upset here in day 1 of the South Super Regional with a 2-0 win. Beautiful pitch by Bruno. He'll pick up the save, and well-deserved victory for Derek Jagello as he works 7 2/3 to pick up the win, allowing just 3 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 4. The strikeout for Bruno in relief. What a performance today. 8th inning produced all the runs. The key hits by Nick Bruno brought home a run, and Justin Marks with a base hit up the middle to bring home another. Graveline and the pinch runner scoring the runs today. That was Tristan Creelan for Naugatuck. And what a performance put together by Ben Chaddock likewise. They touched him up in the 8th inning. He'll be the tough luck loser in this one. Your final score, Naugatuck 2, Cheshire nothing. Naugatuck 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. For Cheshire, no runs on a total of 3 hits, and they committed 1 error. What a performance by both teams today. That was a joy to watch. Hope you enjoyed, everybody, and goodbye. We're back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Should be a great one between Hamden and Cheshire in an elimination game. Winner will remain in the tournament, and the loser, their American Legion season comes to close. Then we'll have Naugatuck and Stamford at 4 o'clock for you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Goodbye.